do things. Why are we singing this in so loud? Let's see if this works. Do 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 do. Yes, I would like to see the board, please. Thank you. Oh yeah, look, I'm making a sound. Da, 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 da. Oh, you silly folks, just one moment. I'm just, yeah, fiddling with things. So funny. I think I'm funny. Oh, welcome, everybody. I'm Amara, GoddessofBlundR. I make Magic the Gathering content occasionally on the internet. That's what I hear, anyway. Um, I am a content creator. I am a weirdo. I am a cosplayer. I do a lot of things. I am one of your Magic the Gathering ambassadors for Avatar and Final Fantasy and Duskborn and Aether Drift and Innistrad Remastered. Uh, one of your future creators that'll be hanging out in Vegas next May. I was like, wait a second, that's really far away. Yeah. I play a lot of Magic. I do a lot of other things too, because I'm cool like that. Um, what else is going on? Nothing much. My house has heat, so I can feel my fingers again. That's good. I've only been able to do that for like 3 or 4 days, so success, I guess? I don't know. Life, you're stupid, and I hate you. If life had a face, I would just kick it in. I would just step on its face, and I would kick it, and I would kick it, and I would kick it. Anyway, let me move this over here. Let me move that over there. I do believe we have audio. I think that's a thing. Huzzah! Man, at some point I'm gonna open some Lorwyn packs. That's the dream, right? Someday that'll happen. So I built a deck. I'm playing it tonight. I've been working on like 14 different decks, and now we're working on 13 more decks. This deck, I don't know. This might be the most oppressive, terrible deck I've ever built. No, it's not. I've built worse, but it's pretty brutal. My thought. Gods are assholes. I don't care for religion, and I am amused by my adding of all these cards that are just very oppressive and horrible. It's like when I think of religion, that's what I think of. I know it's not completely correct, but that is how Amara feels about it. And that's how Amara will continue feeling about it, so. At least until she's on her deathbed and she's like, oh, I should probably say thank you to God, just in case. Yo, dude. So I built Kratos and his boy. Atreus. I'm a big God of War fan. I love my video games. I was pretty excited about this. I wanted to make it all Cal time, but also I needed a bunch of gods, so I was like, that can't happen. I was already building a god deck before, so I just never got around to finishing it, so instead, why am I spelling things completely wrong? It's because I can't see anything. What should we name this? God of Stacks? I guess that's pretty much what this is. This is gonna be horrible. So, Atreus, Impulsive Son. They want counters. They want experience counters. So, we're gonna give them experience counters. Atreus, Impulsive Son, is a god archer, which I'm glad he has archer. I didn't even notice. I haven't had time to look at anything. He has reach, which makes sense because he's an archer. They have partners. I can have two of them. And so 3 colorless, and I can tap and draw a card for each experience counter. I have, and then I discard a card, and then he deals 2 damage to each opponent. So all of my opponents out, I'm doing like 6 damage. And the more counters I can get. We're not going with like a proliferate theme, so I could have put proliferate in there, but I didn't want to make it any worse than it already was, so I have to give myself some kind of restrictions. Like my 5-color god deck was just going to be stupid, so, and some of the gods are not even creatures, so they're taking up space. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to have them activated, like the Theros ones, so, and I still need to find a couple of cards. I just filled in gaps, because I was like, I want to play this tonight, so, and I needed like 4 cards, and I was like, I don't know where Thesa is, and I don't know where Locust God is, so, oh my god, Locust God with Atreus is just fucking gross. Locust God was in a precon of some sort recently. What precon was that? I'm sure I have it. I had to look. Anyway. Kratos, on the other hand. I didn't know there was another Kratos. That makes me mad, because now I need him for a deck, and, well, I guess I don't need him. I want him for a deck. Whenever I attack with 1 or more gods, and whenever a god dies, I get an experience counter. And at the beginning of my end step, I put a number of +1/+1 counters on target creature equal to the number of experience counters I control. So, yeah, I'm going to get silly. We're going to make experience counters. We're going to throw gods at people. And we're going to stack the shit out of everything so I can get away with the things I want to get away with. Because I'm a monster. So, let's see here. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can actually see better. There we go. For some reason, everything is, I don't know if it's just my lighting that everything, or maybe I'm just really high. One of those 2 things. Like, I can't see this. Why is everything so far away? Oh. This is one of my favorite cards, Redain. She is a god. It's sort of silly because most likely nobody's playing with Snowland, so I don't really have to worry about that. Or they don't have to worry about the first ability. But she's still flying. Vigilance 2/3 for 3. And it's the other part that really ends up effing people over a lot of times. It just makes them angry, so then they're like, I gotta get rid of her. I have so much stuff in here that people have to get rid of that are going to cause problems that I'm just like, you don't have all. The only thing that's probably going to work for you is player removal, so good luck. Non-creature spells. My opponent's control are cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater, cost 2 more to cast. So that's just there to slow them down. I think I have a different copy, but we'll have to. I was just throwing things aside as I was finding them. This is one of our experience counter things. Holy shit, she went up in price. That's because you haven't reprinted her in forever. Calmane, or Calmane? Discipline of Iros. Giant Soldier, 3/3, Boros, and 2. To cast, double strike, vigilance, and whenever you cast a creature spell with converted mana cost 5 or greater, you get an experience counter. And, you know, I honestly don't know how many cards are over that cost in this deck. I really wasn't paying attention. But they get +1/+1 for each encounter that we have, so who cares? I'm throwing counters all over the place. Freya, Queen of the Valkyries, which is not the actual name of the card, but it is Iros. Oh, that art is so fucking cool. She's such a bitch in the game. She's a 7/4. 1 red, 1 colorless, 2 color, 1 white. 1 white, 1 red, 2 colorless. Oh my god. I'm so tired. I've been up since like 5. I've been on the move since then. This is like the first time I'm just like sitting down to, I guess, relax. She's 7/4, indestructible. As long as I have my devotion to red and white is less than 7, she is not a creature. Creatures I control have menace, which is pretty cool. Can never have enough menace. And prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures I control. So even if you did block them, you're not doing any damage to them. So cool. That's a neato for me. I think I might have put all the creatures right in the front. So I was checking to see how many I had. And there's my little doggy man. Tezzeret the Feverant. 5/4. 1 red, 3 colorless, indestructible, and haste. Can't attack or block unless I have 1 or fewer cards in my hand, which probably not happening with Atreus. But that's not really why they're there. The reason why they're there is so that I can discard cards and do damage to all my opponents. So it's basically Atreus' ability, but yeah, I can activate it multiple times. As it is not a tap ability. I don't know, Tezzeret has always been good to me, so I don't have any beef with Tezzeret. Will I ever get to attack with Tezzeret? Probably not. Not in this game. Oh, that's a card that I put in here. Good job, me. This is one of the cards that I was like, oh, I need some cards. What's this card? I was like, this does things that I want to do. Excellent. Teferi. This isn't the. I don't even have that Teferi. Well, hold on. Don't do that. I'm just trying to at least make sure that they're all the right versions of things. So, Teferi. He's an asshole. Oh my god, it was terrible when he was in Standard. Each opponent can only cast spells anytime they can cast a sorcery. No flash for you. No instant. Don't play during my turn either. I don't like it. Until my next turn, I may cast instants or sorceries as though they had flash, which is great for me. I could also pay 3 and return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Teferi's silly. Teferi is silly. Teferi's in there just to be a pain in the ass, so people pay attention to him instead of me. Go kill my Teferi, please and thank you. I am just gonna sit over here being a problem. I gotta go see if this comes out. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't coming through by audio, because I don't need to get flagged by Twitch. Excellent. I was like, I need music. Man, I'm gonna have to reset my router again. Called to get new internet, but I gotta wait until next week, so. And to keep this stupid one. You know, I'm gonna try to pronounce this, and I'm just gonna butcher it horribly, so let's do this thing. Oh, shit, that other one, the White God from Ixalan. Okay, I gotta get that out of my box. I don't know what deck it's in. Ogier Pataki-Q? Pataki-Q? I don't know. Deepest Epic. He's a god. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it rebounds. And then if it dies, it flips over. And when it flips over, Can we just flip it over here? Is that a thing? No? Okay. It does other things. It comes back to the board. It turns into a land and then comes back, but I don't feel like taking it out, so we're not going to. And then I was like, well, there's not a lot of ways for me to get these counters what if I'm not proliferating? So we went with the good old Panharmonicon. Artifact for colorless. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control the trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So that way I can get some more triggers. Well, I don't even know if that'll work, but yeah. I guess at some point it'll work somewhere. One of my favorite cards. I play this in so many decks. I really shouldn't. So many people hate it so much. It's Archon of Ameria. It's 1 white, 2 colorless. It's a 2/3 Archon. Has flying, and each player can't cast more than a spell each turn. Non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And it's a 2/3. Am I a problem? Sometimes. Oh, that's a problem too. I like being a problem. Leave me alone. All will be one? If it wasn't for the fact that all will be one activates when I put counters on myself, that's the reason why it's in there. Oh, and Kratos. Oh fuck, I forgot about that. At the beginning of every instep, he's just gonna throw counters everywhere. Yeah, okay. That's a problem. So all will be 1, 2 red, 3 colorless. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, all will be 1 deals that much damage to target opponent, and creature an opponent controls, or planeswalker an opponent controls. So stupid. Oh, I forgot I have the fancy one too. I'll have to go get that out of my box. I didn't know there was this one. That one's really pretty. Oh. I'm going to have to put that on my want list to trade somebody at some point. I thought I only had 1 copy of All Will Be One, but I forgot that there was that fancy copy that was in the secret lair. It's a land. To slow my deck down so it's not nearly as bad as I usually put lands that are not super great. I mean, I can still use that to do things. Lets me create clues so I can at least draw cards if I'm not drawing cards. I don't like not drawing cards. Switch printing. What's it? Or are these all foils? Not a foil. It's lies. I was gonna say, this is clearly not a foil. It's because it's this one. I thought it was the secret layer one. I have the secret layer one, so I was like, is this one of the secret layer ones? I mean, the light is shining this way and not shining this way, so like, kind of like looking, I'm like, this looks like a foil? Question mark. I have never actually seen anybody play this in years. So stupid. It's so good. The Stranglehold. Your opponents can't search libraries. The other half, most likely, isn't coming into play, but, you know, if an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. There's a lot of stuff in here that just forces people to use their removal, which is what I want, is for them to use their removal, get it out of their hands so they don't pay attention, so they can't get rid of the other things that I'm going to play. Oh god, Eternal Kefnet, you silly bird man. It's got so much text, and it's so small for some reason on Moxfield. Well, maybe I just have my view thing really small. I don't know. Anyway, God Kefnet, flying, 2 blue, 2 colorless, zombie god. Oh, I got flying. You may reveal the first card you draw each turn. As you draw it, whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery card this way, copy that card, and you may cast the copy. That copy costs 2 less to cast. When Kefnet dies, they go back into my library, third from the top. Which is pretty cool. Gives me some flyers. Wish it was indestructible, but I just get to play it again, so I guess it's not terrible. And if it dies, I get counters, so it's not the worst. Heliod isn't here, so I can make creatures. Because obviously I'm gonna probably need some creatures because I don't have a lot in here. 5/6, God, indestructible. If my devotion to white is under 5, it's not a creature. But my other creatures have vigilance. Well, it's an enchantment, and I can also pay 2 white, 2 colorless, and create a 2/1 white cleric enchantment creature token for all. So, lets me build my own army. So, build my own army card. What? Another one? Another Heliod? What? Switch the printing. Just a normal version. So, Heliod, the Radiant, 2 white, 2 colorless, God, 4/4. Lost a toughness for some reason. When Heliod, the Radiant Dawn, enters the battlefield, return target enchantment card that isn't a god from your graveyard to your hand. Also transforms. I can pay 1 Phyrexian blue, or 3 colorless, which is 2 life, or I can pay 1 blue. And then he flippy flips. And he becomes Heliod, the Warped Eclipse. He's a Phyrexian god. I may cast spells as though they had flash, and then spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card your opponent has drawn this turn. And then, for my next trick, Heliod again? Probably? Is that a thing? No, that's not supposed to be there. Not everybody in here is a god. Some things are in here to flicker, so I can or make copies of so they die. So the guy of gods dying. Anyway, Heliod Sunground. This is a fancy one. Well, where did you go? It's a foil version. Heliod Sunground costs 1 less, 1 colorless, 2 colorless, 1 white, 2 colorless. Indestructible. As long as your devotion to white is less than 5, still not a creature. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control, and then I can also pay 1 white and 1 colorless, and another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. You know what's really funny? Is giving your opponents creatures. Sometimes I just like to make problems. Especially if like somebody is trying to kill another player, and I'm just like, I'll give them more life. They're not causing me any problems. Especially if they put a bunch of effort into trying to stop them. My strategies are not always the sanest of strategies. They work. So Delina, Wild Mage. She is one of the reasons that I'm making duplicates of things. Whenever Delina Wild Mage attacks, choose target creature you control, and then I roll a d20. I can pay 1, or if it lands on a 1 through 14, I create a tapped and attacking token copy of that creature, except for it's not legendary. And I exile that creature at the end of combat. And then I can also, if I have 15 through 20, I create 1 of those tokens, and then I do it again. I roll again. It can get bad. Delina is really good. I have so many copies of her. Baldur's Gate, I was all in. Nobody else was. And then it happened, and Baldur's Gate finally came out, and then everybody's like, wait a second. Oops, this is good. One of my win cons. This is Flying Crater Hoof. It's always great. It actually won me the game barely won me the game last time. It topped out to like 1 life. And then I've found a way to kill him, but I pulled it out of my ass, so... Windshaker Cavalry is 3 white, 5 colorless, Spirit Knight, 6/6, flying, and then it enters the battlefield. Creatures I control gain flying, and I get +X/+X for the number of creatures I control. And Blade Historian. One of my favorite cards as well. So silly. Just gives all my attacking creatures double strike. He usually just hangs out. I thought it was funny to give credit to his freaking double strike. He's like training with this guy. It becomes more powerful. Funny, silly doggy man. I also wanted to have haste so I could actually have a couple ways to give myself haste, or all my creatures haste in here. He's a good puppy dog. All the enduring cards are all great. All the glimmers. Oh, he's even cuter. I don't think I've ever seen the... That's so ridiculous that I've missed so many cards. Oh, this is a foil. See, I told you I couldn't tell if anything's a foil. Displacer Kitten. Why do I have a Displacer Kitten in here? That doesn't seem... Sounds counterproductive, so... No, it's not. It's great. God, I love you, little Displacer Kitten. You're so cute. I wish I had a Displacer Kitten. What? My Mystery Booster one was worth like $20 less? That's insane. I have a normal one, but... Oh, here's a god I don't see very often. He is really good. He just doesn't see much play. I mean, if you can keep filling your hand, Ilrog, the Rasbor. Got a bunch of text. He's a 6/6 for 5. Trample. Whenever Ilrog, the Rasbor, attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. When he dies, is put into exile from the battlefield. He goes in third from the top. He refuses to die. He's like, you're going to exile me, fool? You know how often my gods get exiled and then I'm just sad. So, I don't think I have both Perforoses in here. I gotta go find the other one. I know I have him. He wasn't there somewhere. Yeah, I don't think I put Bronze Blood in here, but we'll find a copy somewhere. I know I have him. It's just I didn't feel like digging through boxes. I don't have time to dig through boxes right now. It's either fix my... I didn't know Perforos had a fucking Kefka version. God damn it. Fucking a mono Kefka at that. That's a sexy piece of shit. Oh, $109 for the foil. Guess I'm trading somebody for a foil at some point. Oh, Bergie. You've never hurt nobody. I say. Very jokingly. Bergie is pretty fucking sweet. So, in about a minute, I am going to go stretch real quick, because I'm dying. My body is not handling life well. Reconstructing the house for like the last 2.5 weeks has just been fucking horrible on my body. So, good old Bergie. Can I read all of your text by the time? 3 mana, 3/3. God. Whenever you cast a spell, add 1 red mana. Until the end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases, and creatures you control can boast twice during each of your turns rather than once. Means nothing. She's just there. I'm not boasting at all. Anyway, I am going to go take a quick break real quick, and then I shall return. Thanks for hanging out. As I choke. Thanks for hanging out as I choke on this. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Amara, GoddessofBlundR. I am a Magic the Gathering content creator. I'm one of your ambassadors for Avatar, and Duskborn, and Final Fantasy, and Innistrad, and Aetherdrift. I'm a feature creator. All the Magic cons, except for Vegas one time, but I was working there, so I was hanging out. I was there. Sabby, what's happening? Sabby, I can feel my fingers. Look, they're here. I can feel things in my house again. I don't have two hoodies on like I did last time. That's actually the heat is slowly seeping its way into things. I'm over here entering in. That's not Moxfield. I was entering it into OBS. I swear I know what I'm doing. It has been a while since I've known what I was doing. How are you today? In entering in this deck I'm playing tonight, it's disgusting. It's happy. It's horrible. I'm just sitting there looking at it. I'm just like, nobody's gonna want to play with you ever again. What are you doing to yourself? Don't. You're gonna hurt people, and then they're not gonna ever want to play Magic with you again. Interesting. Why is that doing that? Why is it showing? Oh, why is Twitch that far behind? What is, or is my phone just not doing anything? I swear, my internet is really, really bad. I called, but they couldn't get in to put new internet in. We only have 2 service providers in our area, so don't have a lot of choice. There's a lot of going back and forth, unfortunately, which is really stupid. Like, this doesn't work well anymore. And they keep throttling it, so I guess we'll go to this internet for a little while. Rowan. I've only actually played against that deck once, and it just destroyed us. I don't know exactly what version they built, but it was not good for us. That's all I know. So, I have built an Atreus and Kratos deck. I was building a God deck anyway, so I had a 5-color SK God deck that I was building that I had the fancy Secret Lair SK that I traded for, so I could build it. I'm probably still going to build it, just with all the gods, but this one, I have most of the gods that go into this colors, and not all the experience counter cards either, because I'm really trying to get experience counters. I could easily put proliferate things in here, but especially in blue, but I was like, I'm going to go about this differently. I'm going to stack the living fuck out of the board, and then I'm going to put a bunch of experience counters on. I will be everybody's least favorite human being. So, Ketra, the True, is one of our other gods. She's got double strike. She's got indestructible. You know, I was introducing myself, but I got really excited that Savvy was here, and I just completely forgot that I was doing that. I'm so tired. I've been up since like 5 a.m. I don't sleep well. Then I'm playing tonight at 6, so I was like, I better add this to Moxfield just in case I have duplicate cards or anything stupid, because I'm so sleepy. So a Ketra, 1 white, 3 colorless, 3/6, double strike, indestructible. Ketra can't attack or block unless I control at least 3 or more creatures, but Ketra also lets me make creatures. So, give me 1 white, 3 colorless, and I make little warrior creatures with vigilance. I needed ways to actually, sorry, not sorry, I understand. It was more important for me to say hi to you than anything else, so who cares about who I am? So often or not, I'm just like, whatever, I don't care. It's like, if you don't know who I am, it's your own fault. So, Lizelle. I hate Lizelle. She's one of my least favorite characters. She's always yelling at me all the time. She makes me feel bad. Lizelle, Valkith's champion. She is a Gith warrior, 3/3 for 3. If you would put 1 or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control, or on yourself, put that many +1 of each of those kinds. counters on that permanent or player. She's in here just so I can get double counters from my experience counters, because I don't have a lot of experience counter ways to get them, so she is there for that purpose. You know, at some point I should probably just write primers for all my things, because some of my stuff doesn't make any sense probably, unless you're listening to this and like, oh, she's just crazy. She don't know how to build a deck properly. That's the thing, is most of my decks, I could just go straight forward and just put good cards. And but a lot of times I'm just like, synergy! My synergy will kill you. This is a new god, and it's a stupid god. It's pretty awesome. For freaking Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 16, Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. As a god, 4/4, flying. Whenever Ultima attacks, I put a blight counter on target land. For as long as this land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and it becomes makes colorless mana. Because why not? I might have a foil version. I will let you know. I feel like it's in my one. I just filled my binders back up, so I'll have to go look. It's so much easier when my cards are in binders to just flip through them real quick and see what I'm looking for. I think I might have one, but I don't know if it's foil or not. I know I have the alternate artwork, but it's been a while since I've actually seen it. I know it's there somewhere. I was going to build it at one point, and I was like, I can't figure out a way to build this without making it really, really bad. I was like, maybe at some point I'll come up with something. And then I'm sitting here looking at this deck. I was like, what did you build? This is horrible. This is why nobody likes to play with you. No, that's not why everybody doesn't like playing with me. It's so shiny. What is this one so much shinier? There's a shiny version, and then there's a shinier version? Is that the thing? Like it has like shiny hologram or like foily rainbow axe parts, which I want that one. Anyway, Leylon axe. Equipment. If this card is in my starting hand, I can put it onto the battlefield at the beginning of a game. Cost 4 colorless. And equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike in tramples. It's just there because Kratos needed an axe, and I don't have the actual axes, so I try to put things that kind of feel thematical to things. Are they? It's questionable. It's just questionable. I gotta find the rest of the Assassin's Creed cards I'm missing, because there's a couple that I thought I had. At least I want Animus versions of, because I wanted my Assassin deck to all be all Animus versions. I think I have most of them, but there's a couple that I was missing. I was like, I finally got Ezio, so my friend sent me Ezio, so I can finally do my 5-color Assassin deck. Deflecting Palm. You're just here to make me happy. That's so stupid. It's one of my it's definitely way up there on my favorite cards. I don't know how many times I've killed people with this thing. I'm just like, okay, you can attack me. That's fine. Good job. Enjoy. I hope this works out well for you. Usually I act like I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna kill me. I'm just like, you're not gonna kill me. You're gonna die and you just don't know it yet. That is a really cool version of Aetherize. Man, there are so many secret layers that I just don't remember and didn't see. Like, it's kind of silly. This is a list version. Let's see if I actually managed to add this deck to the internet before my stream. You know, I put a Soul Ring in here, but I didn't put an Arcane Signet, I don't think. Which is kind of stupid. I think I just, because I didn't have one. You know what? We'll take one of these lands out and put an Arcane Signet in. I don't know why. I think we just didn't have one over here. That soul ring is so cool. I forgot that I have that, but it's in my... Did I put that in my Sokka deck, or did I take it out to put it in Tails? I took Tails out of Sokka just because it wasn't actually doing anything. It was just there because it was a bunch of Universe Beyond cards. I was like, why did you put this in here? I was like, this doesn't even go in here well. It's crazy how much the foils for mystery boosters are compared to the normal card. It's so stupid. I think I sold a freaking basalt monolith for like $100 and something. I was like, this is stupid. I was like, shouldn't even be a $5 card. Expressive iteration. You're just in here for funsies, because I need to look for things occasionally. And I just needed ways to cast spells, so. Aura of Silence. Yeah, nobody's gonna like me at all, and I'm fine with this. Aura of Silence. This is an artifact. Was this the first printing of it? Okay, well, that's been a couple of times. That was the last time it was printed, actually, was 2015. That's insane. I was gonna say, I was pretty sure that it was in an earlier set, because I definitely cast it many a times as a kid. But apparently the last time was Commander 2015. So, Aura of Silence is silly. Artifact and enchantment spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. And then I can also sack it to destroy target artifact or enchantment. So, even if they try to get rid of it, I can just get rid of it myself and destroy anything I want. So, haha. Did I put a swan song in here? Apparently. Did I spell swan song wrong? Yes. Also correct. That is also a thing I did. It's not the swan song, though. It's actually a proof that I got at Commander Sealed the one year. And that's signed by Mr. Allen here, Alan Douglas. That's number 43 of 50. I figured I should put it somewhere. I was like, it's just sitting in my binder. I forgot this is in here. It's Marvin, the murderous mime. I've never seen anybody actually cast this before, or at least against me. And then I was like, I have a bunch of things that let me activate things, and he has all the activated abilities. I was like, that's kind of funny. I was like, he's just here for extra activation costs. He could use Atreus's activation. He can use Luketra. He can use Hazaret's. I was like, so then I can get double triggers off of all my gods. I was like, excellent. What other problems can I cause? I don't know, a lot of times when I look at cards, I'm like, okay, how many different issues can I cause with this card? Excellent. What's the next card I can put in here that will cause more problems? We have a decent amount of ways to draw cards, but I haven't played with Mind's Eye in such a long time. Sometimes that's how I make decisions as well, is where I'm like, oh, I haven't actually got to cat. This hasn't been reprinted since Battle Bond? Really? Hey, come on, Wizards. What? There's so many cards out there in the world that need to, that people could be playing out there, but they don't. Because they don't have them. So many people weren't even playing back then that are playing now. Like, that's the problem. Is if they don't reprint things when newer players start, like, there's people who've been playing for 10 years have probably never seen that card. Like, unless they're like really invested into Magic. So, that's silly. Or they just stumble upon it at the store, or but you could just reprint it, says Amara. Amara is always like, just reprint it. People like cards. They will buy them. That's what I hear. So, anyway. I'm Amara, GoddessofBlundR. I am a cosplayer. I'm a puppeteer. I'm a Magic the Gathering content creator for Magic Online, Magic Arena. I make a lot of Magic content, even when I'm not making a lot of Magic content. I guest all over the place. You've probably seen me at Magic conventions. I'm roaming around if you're there. Always feel free to come and say hi. I love talking about Magic and just hanging out, so that's usually why I'm there. I play Magic occasionally. Most of the time it's just me hanging out. You know, I just realized that Moxfield, when I stretched it out, it got in the way of things. Of everything else that was over here. Yeah! I mess everything up over here. Okay, maybe we'll move this around. Huzzah! There. I'll put my commanders up there. I like that the commanders connect together as well. I was very excited about the Sony PlayStation ones. I wish I would have got the rest of them. Maybe at some point I will. Because I would like to build The Last of Us zombie decks and whatnot. We'll see. Eventually I'll get there. It's eventually things I will do. I'll trade for things and eventually get them. What's the guy? Frantic Search. Frantic Search is 3 mana. I just realized I didn't even read Staff of Domination. I'm just like, yeah, figure it out. Staff of Domination, 3 colorless. It's an artifact. I can pay 1 and untap Staff of Domination. I can pay 2 and tap it, gain a life. Pay 3 and tap it, untap target creature. Pay 4, tap it, tap target creature. I can pay 5 and tap it to draw a card. This card was not super great when I was younger. Like, it was first appeared in a Mirrodin block. I'm pretty sure it was Mirrodin itself. But I know it's that block. But yeah, not until Commander did some cards come into their awesomeness. Frantic Search. We have this one, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and then untap up to 3 lands. It's an instant, and I pay 3. And it's got Bobo on it from Avatar. And then some cards I just put in here because I want to try. I was like, Realms Sketching? Excellent. We'll try this out. It's not terrible. It's a clone. It's a clone that lets me make an artifact or a land, too. Like, back in the day, clone cost the same exact amount. Well, I want to say it was 1 blue and 3 colorless, but 4 still. But, yeah, why would I not want to also make a land or an artifact? There's all sorts of silly things I can do with that. That's just an uncommon for 35 cents. I look at this and I'm like, oh, that's not just 35 cents. You're putting this in here? What is your problem? You are a problem. Mystic Tutor. Mystic Tutor never did anything. It costs 1 blue. Search your library for an instant sorcery card, reveal it, and then put it on top of your library. Sometimes I just go grab something that I know will make the board be like, I'm like, hee hee. Pay no mind to the other things in my hand, then. Am I putting a mana drain in here? Yes? I guess? Am I putting a foil etched mana drain in here? Yes? I don't know. My house is an LGS. I don't ever have to go buy cards, for the most part. I say that as I bought a card yesterday, and I never buy cards. But it was in a mono artwork Terra for my Terra deck, and it bummed me out that I didn't ever actually pull one. I was like, I'm a Final Fantasy ambassador. I'll pull one of these. I got this. No, I didn't. I said, no, you cannot have this. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess. What are we doing here? This is the foil version of just a normal one. Why is there? Oh, that's the promo. I was like, what is happening here? Virtue of Knowledge. Can send it on an adventure. Pay 1 blue and 1 colorless. It's an instant. Then I can copy target activated or triggered ability I control, and then I may choose new targets. Lets me get more experience counters, or do it with, like, yeah, Kratos at the end of turn, or if I can do it with Atreus. Either way, it's not great for everybody. The other half enchantment, 1 blue, 4 colorless, of a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent I control to trigger. The ability triggers an additional time. So it's like a panharmonica. This is one of my favorite lands. I finally got a new copy. It's a fight card. It was one of the first. Actually, it might have been the first fight card. It was only originally. It hadn't been printed, except for one time, which was over here. Oh, did they print it in Time Shift or Time Spiral? Huh, I did not know that. Anyway, I was about to lie to you. Apparently, they did print it again in Time Spiral, Time Shift. Interesting. Anyway, this is the Harper Prism book promo version of it, and so it's got crazy text. Arena, pay 3 colorless, tap, choose one of your creatures, and your opponent chooses one of his or her creatures, and then they fight each other. They both become tapped as well, and then they fight each other. Even though I guess if it's already tapped, it doesn't really matter. So it's just a way to fight things. Plus, I thought it was kind of thematical to the God of War. It's fighting battles in an arena, right? Occasionally, that's some things that have happened. The Fire Crystal is apparently not coming up. Oops, I spelled the right. Fire. Okay, those are words. Chris. Spinny, 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 spinny. Spin, 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 spin. Okay. What's up with this? Fire Crystal not available. I would like it, please. I really shouldn't write God of Stacks, as they'll know what I'm talking about. They'll know what my plan is. I mean, now I'm just building all sorts of crazy things. Okay, cool. How about just fire crystals? Is that a thing? There's just nothing with the word fire in red. I find that very, very hard to believe. Okay, is this just giving me issues? Let's see if it's just my internet being wonky. I feel like it's not. Okay. What the hell? Obviously, Wrath of God has to be my board wipe in here, right? I feel like that's on flavor for God of War. So, as a God deck, I tried to make it as oppressive as it possibly could be, because that's how I feel religion is. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this horrible for everybody. Chromatic Justice. I never see anybody play this either. There's a bunch of mean cards, apparently. Oh, different artwork. Keep looking for the artwork that I have, and then it's like, no, this is not it. I love this artwork, though. It's freaking sweet. 3 mana, 1 white. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent you control, you may destroy target permanent that opponent controls. Destroy my lands, I'll destroy your lands. You destroy my enchantments, I'll destroy your enchantments. You destroy my artifacts, I'll destroy your artifacts. Don't fuck with me. It deters some people. Nobody wants to lose their stuff. And Descendant Avernus is one of my favorite cards. I found a copy, so it's in there. The 1 red, 2 colorless enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Put 2 descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens. Descent into Avernus deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of descent counters on Descent to Avernus. It speeds games up. This is one of my original Swords to Plowshares from one of my original decks as a kid. I want to say this was in my a Savannah Lions deck that I used to play a bazillion years ago. It's in wonderful shape for as old as it is. But I took really good care of my cards, so that's probably why. I probably took pretty good care of them. I'm just putting an Urza Saga in here for funsies, apparently. Seems correct. Urza Sage. Those are not words. Yeah, you're just making things up. Oh, you're gonna put a City of Brass in here too? What is up with you today? My problem is I just was finding a bunch of cards and I was like, ah, I'm gonna put this in here. Oh yeah, there's a Saga. It does things. It's a Saga. It's a land. It's an enchantment land. When it comes into play, it has 3 different modes, and the first one, it makes a colorless mana, which, yay, it's a land. The second part, I get to create a construct token that I can pay 2 colorless and tap it. Or I can pay 2 colors and tap this land to make a construct token. And it gets +1/+1 for each artifact I control. And then I can also search my library for an artifact. I don't even know why I'm putting this in here, actually. Ugh. I don't think we have very many artifacts that are only 1 mana. No. We have 1, Soul Ring, which I guess I can go get my Soul Ring if I don't have it. Otherwise, it's just like that. We'll see what else we put in here. I might actually take that out of there and put the Arcane Signet in there. City of Brass. City of Brass, you're so pretty. Oh my. Weirdly enough, that City of Brass foil version is worth as much as a Soul Ring foil version from Mystery Boosters. It's kind of silly. Search for Glory. Search for Glory is 1 white. 2 colorless. It is a tutor, technically. It's a tutor for gods, a tutor for search your library for a snow permanent card, legendary card, or a saga card. Put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. So I guess I could go get my Urza's Saga if I need to. Like I didn't get my Soul Ring in my starting hand? Okay, let's go fix this problem. Archetype of Imagination is in here just so I can win. Shuts everybody else's flying off. Gives me flying. It wins games. Costs a lot of mana though. 2 blue, 4 colorless. Human wizards. My creatures have flying. Your creatures don't. That's all the important things. And they also can't gain flying either. You're cold. It's not that cold. My feet are very cold. But I forgot to put my socks on before I put my slippers on, so that's kind of the problem. And then I was like, no, I'll put them on later. So this was another one of the God of War cards that was in here. It's got Mirror, I think is his name. I need to go finish God of War. Now I kind of really want to go play God of War today. Maybe I'll do that after I'm done streaming. It is that cold. It is not that cold. I don't know. My room is not nearly as cold as the rest of the house. Murmur's Ancient Wisdom. Yeah, his name is Murmur. Okay. 2 blue, 2 colorless. If you would draw a card, except for the first one you draw in each of your turns, or during your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. I'm going to draw cards. That's a thing I'm going to do. This is also from God of War. Valhalla. Burp. Unspeakable Formation. But this one, or maybe not this one, is hugging his boy. 1 white, 2 colorless, instant. Creatures I control gain indestructible until end of turn. And then if it's during my main phase, I can put a +1/+1 counter. Thank you, Stabby. I will be standing up here in 2 minutes to go stretch my back and probably go grab something else to drink because my water wasn't completely cold, so I grabbed a Kool-Aid. as adults do when we grab the Kool-Aid. Uh, it baffles me that Boros Charm is like an $11 card. It's so freaking uncommon. Uh, it hurts my head. It's been printed a couple of times. It does. Oh no! Foundations. Yeah. So it has been printed recently. That's dumb. Anyway. Tell us how you really feel about how dumb this is. I will tell you how I feel about how dumb this is. Why has that not been reprinted for such a long time? Boros Charm. Boros. Instant. Choose one. Deals 4 damage to target player Planeswalker. Kills people. Permanents you control gain indestructible. Saves my stuff. And target creature gains double strike until a turn. Wins my game. It does all the things I want it to do. Did we put an Ishkan Scepter in here? Yeah. Because we had one sitting around? Thank you everybody for sitting through the ad breaks. I do appreciate it. Am I spelling Scepter wrong? I am spelling Scepter wrong. Did I spell Ishkron wrong? Oh, nope. It was just, I'm impatient is what happened. Ishkron Scepter. I'm not going to have enough time to read you in 28 seconds by the time you finally appear here. That's a weird version of this. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Is it Karen Yenner artwork? Is this dude from Duskborn? What is happening here? Weird. Anyway, I'll be back, everybody. pretty sure the place down on 5 does. Oh, welcome back, everybody. I'm Amara, GoddessofBlundR. I make Magic the Gathering content on the internet. Right now we are adding my new deck that I am playing tonight. My Kratos and Atreus deck. I am a cosplayer, I am a puppeteer, Magic the Gathering online creator, Magic Arena creator, featured creator at all the Magic cons. What else do I do? I guess all over the place. I play hundreds of games of Magic every year. I play a lot of Magic. I've been playing Magic for 30 years. I love Magic. It's one of my favorite things. I've been an ambassador for Aether Drift and Final Fantasy and Avatar and Duskborn. It's getting to the point where I end in a Innistrad, where I'm losing track of how many times. You might have seen my puppets roaming around at Magic Cons or on the internet. And you can usually find me making content all over the place. My daily content on some of the places are not happening just because I lost all my content. I lost like 500 videos at the beginning of January, so just like, well, I'm not refilming these, and this isn't happening, so this is done with. I'll find something else to do. I also build miniatures, I also build Legos. I just do whatever I want on here, basically. I play a lot of video games. I am a huge video game person. So that is one of the reasons why we are building this God of War deck. It's so gross. I need to find a better name. We'll just put God of Stuff. That way nobody knows that I'm going to stack them to death, right? God of Stacks was just giving away my plans. My plans are I just want to slow you down so I can do shit. Skull Clamp is in here so I can draw cards. I love Skull Clamp. It's one of my favorite artifacts. Oh, I guess we do have other things. We have 2 artifacts we can go grab with Urza. So, okay. And one of them is one of my favorites, so I guess that's okay. Skull Clamp is wonderful. You broke Standard back in my day. So stupid. Skull Clamp's one colorless. Equipment. Target creature gets +1, -1. Whenever a equipped creature dies, draw 2 cards. Sometimes I put it on a creature that survives. Sometimes I just sit there and start clamping 1/1s. It just kind of depends on the day, where it just takes us. I was going to put the rest of the talismans in here, but I only found one of them. So I know I have the other ones, but I wasn't going to search for them. Sometimes I just get to a point where I'm just like, you know what, it's a waste of time, and when I find it, I find it. And I just filled the gap with a card that I can take out at some point. Sometimes that makes it easier so I don't have to actually think about what I want to take out of a deck. Machine God's Effigy is in here because it makes me laugh. It is 4 colors as an artifact. You may have Machine God's Effigy enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except for it's an artifact and it has tap, make a blue mana, or tap it and you can make a blue mana anyway. That's so silly. It's weird because it's a copy of the creature, but it's not a copy of the creature. I'm going to probably just make it Displacer Kitten, because I'm a jerk. An offer you can't refuse. One of my favorite counter spells. I don't feel like a complete dick when I cast it, because you get treasures out of the deal, so, you know what? You're getting stuff out of it. Don't be so complainy. What? I guess I didn't realize there was a Final Fantasy X version of that. Yes, the Final Fantasy Ambassador is like, what? This is This is my favorite version of an offer you can't refuse, though. It's got a little kitty, man. He's a little Jace kitty. I assume he's a little Jace kitty. Is that what Jace turns into if he goes to Bloomburrow? He turns into a kitty? I would accept this. I never see anybody play this board wipe. It makes me laugh. Settle the Wreckage. It sucks for everybody. Exile all attacking creatures target player controls. That player may search his or her library for that many basic land cards and put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle his or her library for 2 white and 2 colorless. The funny thing is, it just says exile all attacking creatures that are attacking target player. It doesn't have to be me. sometimes I amuse myself. Like, that person just like, I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm like, I'm gonna make it so you can't kill them, because I'm a jerk. But I guess you're the jerk, because you're trying to kill somebody, so... right? It's not me that's the jerk. Thoughtcast. How many artifacts do we have in here that we were... Oh, yeah, okay, we have a decent amount of artifacts. I was like, what is happening here? Why are we putting this in here? Okay, I get it. I think I was putting it here because it's a really pretty version of Thoughtcast. It's the Foundation special guest. I like the special guest cards. I like finding weird cards in packs that I'm like, oh, cool, I got a special card in here, because foils aren't special cards at all. If anything, most of the time they're marked cards, and I can't play with them, so that's always pretty great. That always makes me happy. You know what, I think we might be at all the lands now for the most part. Sundown Pass, which means I still gotta make sure... Ooh, that's a cool looking Sundown Pass. I've missed so many alternate artworks. Alright, Lake. So hopefully this deck works. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Could just end horribly for me. Or it'll work fantastically, and I'll be like, look at what I did. I made this. It's probably not how it's going. It's probably not how it's gonna go down. Meandering River. Well, you know what? I'm gonna try to see if it'll let me put Fire Crystal in here again. The Fire Crystal? I'm gonna get really... There it is. Apparently I just didn't want to pop up for some reason. Anyway, I guess now we gotta go back to the deck list. 69 cards in this deck. How silly. The Fire Crystal. 2 red, 2 colorless. Red spells I cast cost 1 less to cast, but it also gives all my creatures haste. Is one of the main reasons why it's in there. But I can also pay 2 red and 4 colorless and create a token that's a copy of target creature I control. Sacrifice at the beginning of my next end step. It's there to make versions of my non-legendaries, but it's also in there for me just to kill off things. I would kill off my gods and get counters for them. I don't know. I had to find a way to make more counters, because without proliferate, I was like, hey, I'm gonna add a hoop for myself to jump through. Let me make this difficult for me. Sometimes I just handicap myself sometimes. I'm like, eh. I don't know. And then I have to try to find a way around it. I enjoy doing that. I don't know. That's not for everybody. That's not the optimal way to play Magic. Don't do what I do. It's no good. Not for everybody. Alpine Meadow. Oh, did I spell you wrong? I did. Alpine, you weirdo. Maybe. Maybe 69 cents. It's a Mountain Plains. Needle Spires. I like the attack lands. I don't get to attack with them very often, but when I do, occasionally they do things, and occasionally my opponents do forget about them. And then I'm like, haha! I usually keep them off to the side so they know they're there, but I tell you the information once. If you don't remember, and if it's not, you don't ask about it again, most likely I'm probably not going to tell you about it. Occasionally I will, but usually if I do, it's because I'm just leading you in a different direction. If I have to remember everything that's going on, you should have to remember everything that's going on. I can't do that for you. Feisty set. It's been a year. I can't even say a month anymore. It's been a year. It's been a year and I'm feisty. This is the year of Amara being very feisty about everything. 2027, or when all the terrible people in America die, then I'll be nice. So, whichever one happens first. We either have 3 years of waiting, or maybe 3 days. That would be great. And then that'll be nice. Mara's never gonna be nice again. What am I talking about? Castle Empress. Comes into play tapped unless I control a mountain, makes mountains, but it also gives my creatures +1/+0, which doesn't seem great, but also does work every occasionally. Especially if I have lots of creatures. And sometimes just 1 damage is all I need. I don't know, Judith's effect has always been good, so... Temple of Epiphany. Ugh, I hate that when I have to switch versions of things. Especially lands. Mainly because lands just bore me. Nothing exciting about lands. I forget that I could just type this in here. That would make my life easier. Steam vents. I'm sure I probably have the other ones. Well, they're probably in my land box. Maybe at some point. If I end up enjoying the deck, maybe I'll go back through and make it nastier. We'll see. It's weird that these are not all just in the order that they normally should be. Like, why is Return to Ravnica way up here? Oh, Return to Ravnica is not even what I'm looking for. I'm looking for... Guilds of Ravnica? I feel like that was Guilds and not... Yeah, it was Guilds of Ravnica. Haha! Sheevan Reef. Boop. Oh, let's reprint an Aether Drift. I want to say Dominaria was the first set that it was. That might be completely. No, it's freaking Ice Age. I feel like. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I pulled like a bazillion copies of that as a kid, so I'm pretty sure that's when it happened. It's weird playing Magic for such a long time in my life, because like I've definitely opened so many cards in my life to the point where everything is just blended together to the point where I'm like, I don't know if that's a thing anymore. Maybe this happened? I do put occasionally a couple good lands in here, but most of the time I usually just go with tap lands, as it slows my decks down, so even when my deck is nasty, I'm not playing as fast as I could be. Which makes me sad, but I don't mind, actually. It doesn't make me sad at all. Snow-covered plains. I imagine I probably have some Ice Age ones somewhere. Maybe I'll put those ones in here. When I was making it just Kaldheim slash God of War 4, I was gonna put all snow-covered lands in, but yeah, that changed. We're still putting 3 in there, apparently, so I don't even know if we need 3. It's more, I think I actually might have 40 lands in here, which is very unusual for me. I don't ever do such things, unless I'm doing like a landfall deck. I do have to finish this up here soon, because I do need to go eat before I go stream, because otherwise I will not eat until like 9 o'clock, and that is not a thing. That is not how I do things. I do not operate that way. That is not my old person way. Old people eat at like 4 o'clock. I'm like in between. I eat at like 5, 6 o'clock. Those are normal times. 4 o'clock, too early. 4:59, too early. 7:01, too late. That's not how that works. I'm just making up things. That's like usually what I'm at like Magic Con. I'm like eating so late all the time. I'm just like, I don't know how you're all eating so late and not gonna get sick all day long, like heartburn and shit. Like, just wait until a couple years from now. You're gonna get heartburn all the fucking time when you're eating at like 9 o'clock pizza. You will learn your lessons, and you will learn your lessons quick. As you're just laying there on the hotel floor room going, why did I do this to myself? I say that a lot to myself anyway. Skybridge Towers. You are the Capenna version. No, you're not. Like, that was the reason why we went in there, to change you. You're the list version. Apparently you're on the list for some reason. I don't know why. So, I don't know if we have anything else extra or exciting in this deck. No, we don't. This is just all lands. Oh my god, let me bore you to death with some lands, everybody. Here's some lands. Ugh. Unfortunately, I don't have all the gods in here that I want. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find a copy of... I know I have copies of Thesa. But actually both Thesas, now that I think about it. Wonder if I can find those before stream. Maybe. We'll looky around for them. Maybe we'll find them. Why can nothing just be in the order I want it to be? I guess it's okay that they're not in the order I want them to be, but come on. So, I am going to finish adding these lands real quick. I will do my little outro right now so that I can go cook my food and stuff, because I do need to actually be back on here at like 5:39-ish, just so I can make sure everything is working. I always get paranoid before streams, and I'm like, hey, I better make sure this is all good. Is that a Clue version? Is there even a Clue version of this on here? Should I switch this to a fancier version? What are you doing over here, you weirdo? This is not what you want. I just want the normal version. I didn't actually know that there were full art versions. Now I'm like, I really want the full art version. God damn it. How dare you not tell me about this? Guildgate? Clue version of Guildgate? Anyway, I am Amara, GoddessofBlundR. I make Magic the Gathering content on the internet. I am a puppeteer, a cosplayer. I am a feature creator at most Magic Cons, or cool places. What else do I do? Find me guesting all over the place. Like tonight, where I'll be playing with Chase tonight, so go over and say hi to Chase and I don't know who else we're playing with, otherwise I would tell you to say hi to them too. But you can say hi to them too. I will also allow you to say hi to them. Should be interesting trying this deck out. Usually I test them out on Tom first, but no Tom. So, no Tom to beat up, so we will not beat up Tom first. As one does. What else is going on? I will be a guest at Vegas here soon, which is coming up. I will be a feature creator there. I'll have 2 new puppets. I'll have a new cosplay, and I'll be roaming around doing stuff as I do at Magic Cons. And I will also be a feature creator at Commander Sealed this year, which I have not actually announced. I just have not gotten around to it because I've had life going on. And life is stupid, so... but I will be at Commander Sealed, and I will be a feature creator there, and I will have some charity streams that I'll be doing. I'm going to do some Fallout ones here, hopefully soon, so if anybody has any Fallout decks and wants to play with me, let me know, because I need to do that. I did Fallout streams for when the Fallout decks came out last time, and we just had a whole bunch of new secret layers come out, so I'm very excited about it again. So that is what is happening there. What else did I got going on? I'm like trying to think of other things that are happening. I'm sure I'm guesting places. I don't know where. We'll see. I don't ever pay attention to anything. I don't know how often they're like, hey, we're playing this week. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What day is it? Especially this past month. I didn't know what the hell day it was at all. Did I already add that one? Bluff? Did I spell bluff wrong? Or did I say buff? I put a Reliquary Tower in here just because Atreus might make us draw too many cards. But I was like, okay, we should probably have a way to deal with this. Reliquary Tower, you baffle me that you're still so expensive. Commander of 2015. I hate switching over lands. Lands have so many different printings, so it's just a pain in the ass having to go back and switch things. Oh, there's just a 4 Arid Mesa. You can tell that I just find cards and I'm like, yeah, let's get going with this deck, whatever. I'm pretty sure I did not plan that at all. It's so pretty though. I don't know, I will always put the prettiest version of a card in if I have it. I have a lot of stuff that I would like to upgrade at some point. I don't know, I've just been trying to just trade things in and sell stuff because I have so many cards. I really don't need as many cards, especially for the amount of decks I have as well, so it's kind of silly to have like a million cards. I don't even know. Let's just say it's that bad. Let's see here. Clue. There were some really cool cards in the Clue set. University campus. This one, Kratos. He takes Atreus to go and check out colleges. That part of the story in my deck. Mainly, I just needed to. I was like, ooh, I like surveilling. Sweet, I'll put this in here. Do I need to surveil in this deck? Probably not. But you know what? Sometimes I do. Sometimes, especially if you do know what your next card is, and it's just gonna be in the way. How about you spell Sunblessed Peaks? Or Sunblessed Peak? Or just not spell it at all? 97 cards. Uh-oh. This seems like not good. I mean, this is completely off. Why would there be so many extra sleeves in this box? That's odd. How many lands are in our deck? 36? Well, okay. I guess we gotta switch some lands out here. Okay, let's put these in here instead. Put those 3 lands in there. Yes? I guess that's what's happening. Even though I think I'm gonna take out the, Okay, I guess I gotta... Apparently there were extra sleeves and I just did not pay attention. Let's take this out, take this out. Actually, no, we'll keep the Thriving. Let's take Skybridge Towers out, because that makes me sack it. I don't want to sack my lands. Take one of those out. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Let's take one of these out. Let's not take both of them out. Let's put that back in there. Let's take Skybridge out and take University Campus out. Remove. And what's the other one I just took out? Oh, I didn't even put that in. Skybridge Towers. Excellent. Okay. Did I Keep university in there. No, I took that out as well. Okay. Why are there so many extra sleeves in this deck? What the hell? This is not cool. Most of the time they're like, here's one extra sleeve in case your sleeves break. They're like, here's 10 extra sleeves. I don't need all of these sleeves. What are you doing to me? I would much rather have the Boros lands in here than have the Zorius lands. I think we have... I guess I could have just looked out on the box field and it would tell me. Whatever. I refuse to look. I do want to keep all the clue lands in here just so I can make myself some clues. I almost was going to put all the clue lands in here and then put Academy Manufacturer in here. Don't be like Amara. Do you no good. You'll just hurt yourself. Anyway, I do want to say thank you very much for hanging out with me, everybody. It's been a while since I've been able to actually stream, so we finally got back online last week, and then we finally got everything to a point where we could actually take a fucking break. So, we had a couple of streams last week, but I was doing stuff up to the very point I was actually streaming, so, like, it was not relaxing. And then I knew as soon as I was done, I had to go do more stuff, so I was just like... You know, I'm not going to put the Royal City in there just because I don't feel like saying it. It's too many words. It's too hard of a word for my brain to say right now. Haha! Look, we built the deck, everybody. We're, so many lands. Ugh, I hate it. That's a lot more lands than I ever put in a deck. So before we go on a break, I will escape, and that way you don't have to do such things. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. I do appreciate it. I will be hanging out with Chase here very, very soon. And like 40 minutes? 38 minutes? Take care of yourselves, everybody. I am going to go make myself some food real quick. If you would like to check out my deck, you can find me over on GoddessofBlundR on Moxfield, where I make things. It says creator, because I'm neato. Also, I have a little... I forgot that I have the little badge from Atlanta. Haha, look how cool I am. I do stuff. You can find all my stuff here, all my information. You can find all my ridiculous decks I play. I post my decks from Magic Online every weekly that I build, that we play, and then I also, all my paper decks are on here, so. I don't just build decks, so if they're on here, they're either on Magic Online, which I usually write, or I have them in paper. I have an insane amount of decks. And they're not all on here. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I'll update the tags, and I really should just go through all my decks one of these days and add little primers, because sometimes I imagine looking at my deck, you're like, why would you do this? Why are these things in this deck? Why did you put these things here? There's a method to my madness, okay? This not always makes sense in some ways, but you know what? Sometimes it's just my favorite card, and I should tell you that, and because it's not there for a reason. Anyway, you all take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it, and yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. If I see you over there with Chase, thanks for hanging out with us and coming and saying hi. Later, everybody. I do need to go restart my internet as well, so take care of yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know. I'm going to start my weekly Lego stream so I can actually build my Legos. And Legos are relaxing to me, so we'll be talking about Magic, Warhammer, Lego, whatever the hell I feel like talking about, because I can talk about my hobbies forever and ever and ever, so this is not hard for me. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and I will see